CHUWI likely isn't a name that you've heard before, mainly because they make budget Windows devices that were once only sold in China. However, they recently entered the global market, and it's surprising to see just how much value they have to offer. The UBook X might not be the most powerful tablet out there, but it's surprisingly capable for its price. Like most Windows tablets, this one comes with a detachable magnetic keyboard that attaches to the display. The magnets here are pretty strong, and the keyboard doesn't move around at all when you have it sitting down on a table. It includes a gigantic kickstand that spans across the back of the device, and it offers 145 degrees of rotation. Other highlights of the design are the low weight and the thinness. At 9mm thick, you can easily throw this tablet into your backpack and forget that it's in there. It's on par with higher-end Windows tablets when it comes to portability. Unfortunately, while it's built well, it's using plastic under the shiny paint. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but just keep in mind it won't feel as premium as a Surface tablet. Fortunately, the display is great. It uses a 3:2 aspect ratio, which is a great fit for a tablet of this size. It has a 1440p resolution, 2160 by 1440 to be exact. It gets bright, offers good contrast, and has minimal bezels. While it's only a 60Hz display, that's to be expected at this price. The color accuracy won't blow you away, but it's not a tablet designed for professional photo and video editing. What it is designed for, though, is casual everyday use, and it does very well in that regard. It has 12 GB of RAM, which is much more than the base Microsoft Surface Go 3. When it comes to the CPU, the Intel Core i5-10210Y might not be the latest and greatest, but it can boost up to 4 GHz and does well in handling everyday tasks. You won't be editing videos on this, but stuff like drawing, taking notes, watching videos, and having a lot of Chrome tabs open won't slow you down. If you're concerned about battery life, you'll get 6 to 8 hours of runtime out of this tablet. Compared to other Windows tablets, that's not exactly great, but it's not bad either. As for the ports, it has a 3.5mm headphone jack, a micro SD card slot, a USB Type-C port, and a micro HDMI port for video out. At the bottom, you'll find the magnetic connection for docking the keyboard. Speaking of which, the keyboard is quite decent. It has a low-profile design, like other tablet keyboards, and feels pretty responsive. Something that I like about Windows tablets is that you can use any keyboard you want. If you don't like low-profile keys, you can just hook up a wireless keyboard of your liking and call it a day. As for the competition, the Microsoft Surface Go 3 is the obvious threat. It comes from a bigger brand, meaning it'll have better customer support. The Surface also has better battery life. However, that's all it has going for it. The CHUWI has more RAM, more storage, and a better CPU than the base model of the Surface Go 3. It's an easy win here. It's surprising just how good this cheap Windows tablet is, and it's one people shouldn't overlook. You get enough power for everyday tasks, 512 GB of SSD storage, and a great screen to boot. At this price, it's hard to ignore. To sum up, what I like is that there's plenty of RAM and storage, the great display, and the sturdy kickstand. On the downside, the battery life is average at best, and the construction isn't very premium. Ratings: Design, 7 out of 10. Performance, 7 out of 10. Screen, 8 out of 10. Battery life, 6.5 out of 10. Value, 8.5 out of 10. For an overall rating of 7.5 out of 10.